I'm Miss Liz Gowdy, and today I'm going to share with you two objects that I feel personally connect me to the Vietnam War. The first object that I have here is my I Love Voting sticker, which for the past 10, 12 years actually now, I have collected. I'm very proud to say that I vote in every election, whether it's local or state or national. So I probably have a million of these collected now, I feel. But the connection that I feel when I look at the sticker is the fact that I can remember the first time I got to vote in an election, and that was when I was still in high school, actually, because I was old enough by the primaries and my senior year. So I got to vote in the presidential primary, and then also I got to have the pleasure of choosing between these two for my first presidential election. So that was a good time. The reason why I think of the Vietnam War when I look at when I go to vote or I look at the sticker here is for the fact that because of the distaste that young men had, and women, of course, with the Vietnam War, one of the arguments that they made was that if they could be 18 years old and basically forced to go fight for our country and essentially die for our country, then they should also have the right to vote on the people and the issues that might put them there. So they felt very strongly about that, and the result was the passage of the 26th Amendment, which gave voting rights to 18-year-olds. So I feel personally connected in that way. And the other object that I have here is my Kent State University degree. And if you know anything about Kent State, most of the time what people know is the fact that a very major event happened on the Kent State campus where 4 students, 2 that were actually innocent bystanders, they weren't even protesting, were shot and killed by the National Guard as protests were happening on campus. If you've ever been to Kent State's main campus and looked at the memorial, it's actually very sad. The original one, the university stopped funding. They said that they didn't, they just didn't want to be related to the event because it was negative. And, you have some posts in the middle of a parking lot. So it's kind of sad because really these students stood up and said, we don't believe in this. We don't feel that we have any right to be involved over there. This shouldn't be our war. We shouldn't be sending our, children over there to fight this battle. We need to get out of there. And even though I wasn't alive during the Vietnam War, this kind of strikes home because I can remember September 11th. I can remember feeling that pain and wanting revenge and being in full support of the war. And now, over 10 years later, thinking, should we really question our involvement over there? And that's kind of the argument that's made today. It kind of carries over from the Vietnam War as well. So, things in history do impact us today, and the same story repeats itself. So I guess as a social studies teacher, I have to question, what can we do to stop repeating history? So that's a question for another day. However, these are 2 items that specifically when I look at them, I definitely think about the Vietnam War and how events during that time period made changes that impact my life today. And that's it. Thanks.